Hit it, Logan.
It's After Hours with Mariah and Ty.
Your weekly download of their extracurricular activities. Enjoy.
This week on After Hours with Mariah and Ty, always have popcorn stuck in your teeth or always have wet socks.
She just whipped a babka recipe out of her ass.
Yeah, and cello shots. Hello.
What if it's something like that we don't want Rolf to see? So it was Christmas time again, and I was watching Holiday Baking Championship on the Food Network like I do, and what happens again? A gentleman from Calgary shows up, and I start messaging saying, can you come on the podcast? So we have a Holiday Baking Championship finalist from season 11. Rolf, tell me if I say your last name correctly. Rolf Runkel?
That's correct.
Runkel.
That's very good.
Rolf Runkel.
Very good.
I like the R&R. Rolf, I was
R&R.
very excited that we were able to have another extremely talented person come on our podcast because we felt spoiled. Your colleague, Kevin Conniff, you told us this off the camera a moment ago, kind of traded places with you being on the Holiday Baking Championship. We had him on twice. And then Ty had the genius idea to say, we got to keep this tradition going with celebrating these incredibly talented Calgary bakers and master pastry chefs and bring them on. And we love food. We love baking. We're not good at it, but we like to admire. So thank you for coming on. And I guess firstly, tell us about your experience, how you got vetted to go on the show.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on. Thanks. Glad to be here. Tell a little bit about my adventure at the show there. But
yeah, enjoy your non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, we are drinking a non-alcoholic beer from Montreal. I believe it's Sour brand. It's the raspberry sour craft beer.
You come on any other time, we'll have real beers, but we'll have to coax you to come back on again for a second.
No, that's good with me. That's good with me, actually. Yeah.
So, yeah, how did you get the email or the phone call to come on the show?
Kind of funny. I out of the blue. Yeah, it was like phone rang first time around, like a year and a half ago, actually. Yeah, basically for the last year's show. But got a call from God knows where in the U.S. and looked at my phone and don't answer that one, right? Anyway, they called back a couple of times, so I finally answered it, and it was a casting agency who was casting for the show.
How did they find you? Do you know?
I have no idea. I never asked. I should have asked.
Your calmness is
I was like,
exciting.
You know, when they said, you want to try out for the show? It's like, hell yeah. It's like...
So did you have to try out, like send an audition tape? Or?
Yeah, the process afterwards is you do an audition tape for them, for the casting agency who pitches it to the show afterwards. So it was like if I remember right, it's almost 2 hours of just chatting like this, and kind of it was filmed, and then they put together about a 10-minute clip for the show, and they pitch it to the show, and obviously they like my face. I don't know.
Yeah. What's not to like? I find it crazy, though, that just in this day and age, people can look you up, and obviously your resume is impressive enough to them because you have done some very outstanding things in your culinary career, which we'll get into a little bit later. But just for people to do a simple Google and say, I think this guy's got what it takes to be on our show.
Find your phone number, too.
Yeah.
I don't know how to... Yeah, right? I don't know how they did it, so...
Before you went on the show, did you talk to our friend Kevin Conniff for advice? Like, did he give you a pep talk about what was going to happen, what it was going to be like on there?
Very minimal. That's the official version.
That's so
yeah, there's obviously we sign an NDA, so we can't disclose too much what goes on, right? So, and he didn't. He gave me a little bit of rundown of what might happen and so on, but beyond that, it was he couldn't talk. Like,
he
still
really told us much about it. He's kind of tight-lipped.
Tight-lipped.
So we're trying to get it out of you, I guess.
I'm curious about, because it is such a tight-lipped situation, when you're there, you kind of have to drop everything that you have going on here back home, leave your current career and go, hey, I'm taking a chance at doing this exclusive television thing. How much of what goes on the show do we actually see come to air? Like, I'm sure you've rewatched the season. We just discovered that the finale actually hasn't dropped yet in Canada, so we'll keep that on the DL. But you must watch it back and go, oh man, like.
I know a lot goes on. let's start with the commitment first. I mean, you do commit. Once you say yes to the show, you commit for 4 weeks of taping. Wow. And you commit that you go to LA, plan to be in LA for 4 weeks. And then, of course, depends on when you go home. You might be home the week after, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But there's a lot going. Those are long days. I mean, we would get picked up at the hotel like around 7 o'clock in the morning, and I don't think we were ever home before 7 at night.
It's a lot of
8,
baking
9
getting
o'clock.
done.
No, the baking itself is not a whole lot
A
of
lot
time.
of makeup and hair? Or?
I needed a lot of work every day.
Oh, come on.
But no, actually we did our own makeup and hair, but just, after COVID they scrapped all that. So they gave us a little makeup bag and some sponges, and make sure you don't look too glossy.
Wow.
Okay. Wardrobe we brought in. We had to bring in like 10 sets of wardrobe.
Oh, of your own. They want to see. Yeah, I guess they want you to look presentable. For
Yeah,
TV,
so that
right?
every day you look a little different. Yeah.
You can't wear your branded clothing probably. Like
No
you couldn't
branded
show up with a
stuff.
SAIT sweater or something on.
No, none, right? But yeah, so the days were long. But the biggest part really was the post-baking interviews.
Yes.
You would rehash everything so just kind of edited, right? The little snippets you see in the backgrounds.
B-roll. You're talking about what you
Yeah,
did. You're
yeah.
Talking
recalling.
over
And then
it.
you got to talk up, the drawings. We don't make these drawings to have artists, right?
I always wondered that. I'm like, God, these guys are
I
all
do like the art,
artists.
yeah. I
They
like
do
that.
these
They do.
renderings so well.
No, so they do. You talk it up, talk the whole entire process, what you did up for the artists. So
And when you're there in the kitchen, like they only take a little bite of your food. Did you get to taste any of your fellow competitors cooking, baking?
No, I was just talking last night. A friend of mine's doing a weekly viewing party
Wow.
with a bunch of their friends who dropped in last night just to surprise them. And they asked the same thing. Do you get to taste? No, we didn't. We don't even have time to really see what anybody else makes. You're so in the moment when you're in the kitchen, right? So
But it does show us like a lot of you guys interacting. Like I remember you were asking Rafi for something about macarons.
Yeah.
And he came in and helped you. Like did they show all the advice being given to the fellow bakers from each other? Like it looked like you guys all helped each other out a lot.
They actually they encourage us to interact a lot with each other, right? So we were a very tight-knit bunch, so that was easy for us. And we had a lot of banter going on back and forth. And so, we do that. But, we don't see a lot of what they're doing, right? You're so busy, and then they usher us out of there, right, in a hurry. So sometimes you just got to have enough time to literally run around the kitchen, checking out what everybody else did, and off we went. But it was... it was
Sounds exhausting.
stressful,
Yeah.
fun.
They did catch you sprinting a lot. Like,
I'm telling you.
They did.
I'm telling you. Well, that was my thing, right? I figured I can run all day long.
I'm a runner. Well, I was laughing.
And save myself some time for actually baking, right?
Yeah.
So
I feel like you didn't give yourself enough credit in the beginning because I didn't know what you looked like when I first started the show, but Ty had said to me like a month ago when he said, I want to get this Rolf gentleman on and I want to see if he's going to come on. You got to watch the show. I go, okay. And I'm looking for you and you come on and it was so funny the way you made it sound like you were so much older than everybody on the show. And I said, God damn, you're killing it out there. You're in shape. You're doing so much with your career. And you said, I want to try and prove as a gray-haired gentleman that I can, measure up to some of these people. And I thought you totally undersold yourself.
No, I was by several years the
Really?
oldest guy on the show. Yeah.
Really? See, it's deceptive. It's
Well,
deceptive.
probably
yeah.
being around
No,
those people
I'm
makes you
61
feel-
years old.
You don't look it.
You look fabulous.
But
Unbelievable.
for the show, it's funny. I never watch these shows. Eh?
Yeah.
I don't have time, but so I binge watched Kevin's season, so season 10, right?
Yeah.
And I saw how exhausted they were.
Jeez.
And in the summer, usually I have no problem staying fit. I bike a lot and run and whatever else. But then in the winter,
You get a little
it's not a
sluggish.
heck of a lot of fun biking. So off I went to the gym. I trained.
Really?
I totally did.
Oh my god!
I always
Good for
thought,
you.
like that would be the move to do if you're going on a reality show.
That don't like make sense. You're running around. You're doing these things.
He was demanding, physically demanding, right?
Yeah, I can imagine.
And you could tell, like, you can tell that most competitors toward the end they were tired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they
Just the
were
stamina,
exhausted.
like the mental. My husband, his jaw was on the floor when he started watching this show because he had never seen any sort of like baking championship show before, and he goes, "How do they know these recipes?" And I thought to myself, like, there was one woman, she's also from Canada, from Toronto.
Yeah, Thelma.
Yes,
Yeah.
she was competing and she just whipped a babka recipe out of her ass. And I said, like, for me to be like, okay, a babka, to know how much to let this
I wouldn't be able to do that.
dough-proof, like, it's amazing to me, people in your profession where you just have these base kind of things cataloged in your brain to be able to build off of that. That is like that's going to be exhausting as is. It's half the battle.
Yeah. Gotta cut this now.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, there's a little secret to that, but.
Oh, is there?
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
TV magic, we won't touch
TV
it.
magic.
We won't touch it.
But baking, a lot of it is formulas. So if
Yes.
you understand the formulas, you can make stuff up. Who was asking me that the other day? Anyway, somebody asked me, and it was what were you thinking of was your advantage in the show? And my advantage is I can whip up stuff.
Yeah.
I can make up stuff, right? Others rely more heavily on recipes and pretty much always sort of the same stuff that they modify.
Yes. I think
I took maybe a little bit too many risks at times. So.
But I mean, it's probably showing like a difference of the backgrounds of people that are coming into this show, right? Like you have the home bakers, you have people that own bake shops, you have cater, you know what I mean? And like yourself, you're working in this profession in many different aspects. You've worked in high profile kitchens and you've done entertaining and educating. I think that for people who, I don't know, like yourself, take the risk and you have so much culinary background, maybe those people are envious. They're like, oh God, like I'm relying on these recipes. You got a guy who's a little bit more adventurous. Like I thought that one of my favorite things that was noted about you too is how Duff said that you were like top tier, one of the most educated people in the kitchen there that were competing. Like you could tell the way he talked about you. He's like, this guy's the master.
Yeah.
I was like, that's got to feel good.
Then he roasted me in episode 2 at the cupcakes.
Oh yeah,
Gosh,
exactly. Yeah.
That was hilarious.
He was pretty proud of your Bavarian cream.
He was, yeah.
Yeah,
Did
because
you
I
watch
mean,
episode 6 with the trifle?
yes.
They didn't get it. Totally didn't get it.
But you know, I guess it's probably a difference of like those 3 judges are American, right? Like maybe are they more like exposed to like exclusively American like style baking, or is it?
Well, they just didn't live in my head.
Yeah,
that's all.
yeah. I guess.
No, like,
Nothing with the technique. It's just the imagination. They weren't there.
I thought that was a funny episode. And what you don't see is the banter we have with them during judging.
Yeah.
They always make it look like quite stern, or sometimes
Like you're
they
just-
have a little funny moment in there. But
Yeah.
on that one, I took him took him on a ride. It's like, I got amaretto, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's an office party. Have you never heard of an amaretto sour?
Yeah, that's weird. Who
Right?
hasn't? Amazing drinks.
Yeah, and cello shots.
Yeah.
Hello.
They're so fun. Oh my god.
And then a traditional trifle has cello in it.
Yeah.
Right. So I hit all 3, and they go, oh.
Oh.
It's like, yeah, that was funny. But yeah, we had some fun.
Yeah.
Fun with that.
A little
one.
bit of back and forth.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part about being on the show, Rolf, that you can tell us?
Favorite part? Honestly, I did not know what to expect. I did not know what to expect of the atmosphere with the other competitors and that. But the funnest part probably was just the other competitors.
Yeah.
We were within an hour. We were a tight knit group.
Aw.
We walked in and it's like everybody's checking everybody else out, but we had some really cool individuals on there that made it a lot of fun.
WhatsApp
lot
group
of-
chat probably blowing up right now. A little group chat with you guys.
Do you
If you
still-
go visit a couple bakeries in America now, you might have to go do that.
Yeah, we do have a group chat on WhatsApp for the whole gang.
Oh yeah.
And I just checked this morning, and I haven't had time yet. This is 120 or some
Messages.
messages and comments,
Oh,
right? So
jeez.
I haven't had time to catch up, but yeah. So like, we went to see Ruffy's Bakeries. He's in LA. He was within walking distance of
Oh,
the
wow.
studio there, so we went over his place, and he's one of the he does cakes and pastries for the
Yeah.
Mr. Fancy.
Yeah. It's-
for the
For the
you know,
elite.
for the elite in LA. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Well, you were a finalist. We'll have to also somehow get you in a room with Kevin Conniff, and me, Mariah, will pitch a show to you guys or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
Rolf brought this up. He said, "Yeah, we should have him and Kevin on together." And I said, "That would be amazing." Ty and I will just ask all the silly questions and
The three of us can judge Kevin's chocolates.
Yeah.
After Hours with Mariah and Ty.
All right, now we're going to talk to you about you and what you do here in Calgary. So,
Yeah.
Oh gosh. What
Yeah.
am I doing here in Calgary?
Rolf, thanks for joining us. We have had the pleasure of getting to know the first little bit of your time doing the Holiday Baking Championship, but I think people are dying to know what made you qualified for that, a little bit about yourself. And I know that obviously you didn't grow up in Canada, so yeah, tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, I did not grow up in Canada.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd come to Calgary. Right? Funny. It's a bit of a funny story, a long story actually. Is that I came to Calgary after working in the Cayman Islands for a little bit over 3 years.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Right? Why would I?
Skirted over that. I was like, tough decision to leave.
Why
all
would
that.
I? Yeah, it's kind of beach paradise to cold winters.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's a bit of a story there. But started my career basically in Switzerland, where I train and grew up in a bakery,
Wow.
a family business, right?
Wow.
So as a young kid, we always had to help out, and then you kind of, you get good at it, and then comes college time, so okay, let's do that.
That's incredible.
And I had a knack for it, and so of course after college, I had some very good opportunities right after. And one of the opportunities brought me to Bermuda.
It's incredible.
What?
That's
I was a
incredible.
20-year-old kid, and off I go. And yeah, so that was kind of the start of my international career. Right, I went to Bermuda, and it was green as anything could be, and didn't speak a lick of English at the time, and kind of made a go of it. And then I ended up in Canada in late '87, I think,
Okay.
thereabout. Yeah, or early '88. Can't even remember now.
Wow.
Came to Ottawa and did my hotel stints there throughout Ottawa. All the big hotels, the Chateau Laurier, the Westin, the
Wow.
Four Seasons.
We saw the Fairmont on your LinkedIn quite a bit.
Yeah,
Wild.
it was
All of
Fairmont.
those hotel chains are
Yeah,
incredibly
unbelievable.
impressive
Like-
culinary programs there, I imagine. So to go, and what was your position that you were doing in those hotels?
In most of them, there was the executive pastry chef. So
Wow. Wow.
running the pastry shop. And I was in Ottawa at the West, and I did a little everything. I did a little sous chefing in the kitchen.
Wow.
So I learned a lot of the savory side as well.
Yeah.
And then, I went out west to Whistler. Was in Whistler for 3.5 years as well. And then went back to Bermuda.
I don't
Because
blame you.
Fairmont, right? So I was working
they
at Chateau Whistler,
Wow.
and the company had just bought properties in Bermuda. And when I saw it, when it was announced, I went to the GM and said, "Listen, if there's a transfer, I want to go." Right?
Oh yeah.
Not 6 months later, I
Wow.
packed my bags and went down there.
So Bermuda is kind of like a little second home, a third home for you.
Yes, it
Behind.
is.
Switzerland.
So
Wow.
a combined time of about 11 and a half years down
Wow.
there. Almost 12, yeah. My daughter lives down there. I've got a
Really?
grown-up daughter who lives there, yeah. And so it's, yeah.
How does the food? What is the? What sort of aspects of pastry are you finding in places like that versus in Canada? Do you see that there's a different demand for things? I mean, even with the local ingredients that you're getting there versus here, or
No, but it's, like those islands are not that remote or
yes, okay, yeah,
in you know, in these terms. Bermuda is very British.
Yes.
And again, the establishment, I was working for Fairmont there too, so it's very international. And
lots of different
so it was
cuisines.
not very different, right?
Interesting.
So you're in this like nice weather though, but is it not a stressful job?
It's very stressful, yes.
Yeah.
I think about, I don't know if I asked Kevin this too because I told him he should watch it. Have you seen the television show The Bear? I don't know if you've seen it. It's just made splashes over the past couple years. It is about this young man who is a Michelin star chef, and he leaves this high-end restaurant in New York to go back and work at his family's restaurant, and it just made
stressful to
me
watch.
it made me have a different
Bear,
appreciation for people who are professionally trained, and he just showed all of his travels and things. And
Is this a Canadian guy from out east?
there is, yes, Matty Matheson is on there.
Matheson, right?
Yeah, so
Yes.
it's funny, they hired him to be on the show,
Yeah.
but he does nothing in the kitchen in the
doesn't?
show.
No?
Well, you
Yeah,
should
he's-
we
I
should
haven't seen
watch it. Yeah, it just shows the struggles
Yeah, I
of
saw an interview with him the other day, and I
Yeah.
was like, that sounds very interesting.
it is, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a very stressful environment, hotels is. Especially if you are in those higher establishment, in a more fancy establishment, right? You reinvent yourself
Yeah.
every 6 months, right? New menus, everything. You do a lot of banquet business, which is kind of, what do they call that? Incentive business.
Oh, okay.
So you're always on show. So it's, yeah. So this Calgary gig, I'd say, was an exit strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that come about? So what are you doing at SAIT exactly? Like, what is your role there, Rolf?
My role is an instructor in the culinary department, so I teach predominantly pastry. Yeah, and then teach it to our apprentices, our full-time program, yeah.
Do you feel like it's a lot more relaxed, or do you have to get them ready and prepped for the stressful world that you just escaped?
You got to exude the standard.
Yeah.
Well, you cannot prepare anybody for a place where I came from. That's years of experience. That's what the students, once they leave us, need to go and get themselves. But is it stressful? Yeah, it's different stress, right? It's similar in two hotels that no 2 days are ever the same, right? There's always you always have different students, which is fun. Yeah, it's definitely more laid back. Definitely have more time off.
It's kind of nice. You're on the teacher life almost.
Yeah, so I won't complain about that.
Yeah.
But you know, it has its goods and its bad, not so goods, but definitely there's something you want to do after you step out of a hotel.
Yeah. I guess selfishly, I just want to ask you this because you did grow up across overseas in Europe. What is for you, where is somewhere that you would recommend people to travel to for beautiful pastry, like somewhere in this world or even in
Good question.
Canada? Yeah.
Very good question, and I'm a little oblivious to that one, really.
Because I feel like there's some underrated. I went to Europe for the first time this fall with my husband for our honeymoon, and we went to different countries, and it was very interesting to see different cultures and their different takes on just everywhere is baking, and it's amazing, but everything was so different that we tried. So, yeah.
Yes. Is it different to here? Probably. It's probably more enculturated over there. A good pastry, a good bread.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's just the norm. It's just versus here, it's something fancy.
Yeah.
Right? We don't grow up in that same culture where that is around us all the time, right? Where is a good place? Oh gosh, I have a couple colleagues in Australia which I follow closely, and I always think they do amazing stuff down there. They're especially a couple guys in Melbourne.
Wow.
Melbourne's a food city, and they seem to be very progressive. Everybody always says France, but I don't know if it's that much better.
I
mean, we have
do
some
wonder
great
that.
places here in the city, right?
Yes, yes.
I've worked with some people in the city here that open up fantastic pastry shops.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Depends on what you
suggestion.
want, right?
Yeah. I know I'm a sweet tooth-aholic. I'll
She
say no
is,
to
yeah.
nothing. But yeah, no, I love it all. So that's interesting. It's good to know. I mean, Australia, that's another place I wouldn't have pegged for.
Yeah, even Asia, right? You go to
Yes.
Japan, yeah, or go to Hong Kong. We had a lot of students from Hong Kong, and they
Wow.
come and tell us what they enjoy over there, what they're eating, and they holy smokes, they come with pictures. Oh, look, that. I had one student who went back there, did a internship over there, and she came back. It's like, holy smokes, there's some high-end stuff here. That's top level, yeah.
Advanced palettes, yeah. Incredible.
We had a soccer player on the podcast who played over in China as well, so I'll have to run that by him and see. I never asked him about the pastries there, but
Well, it's just
what is your go-to pastry choice? Like your favorite, like holiday season, it's rolling around. What's the one thing you can't say no to? Like for me, it's the confetti squares, the peanut butter bars with the.
this is a
colored
cultured man,
marshmallows.
very cultured man. Yeah.
Okay, what can I? So one thing I cannot do without is my typical, Swiss German background cookies and breads, right? So Stollen. I don't know if you're
Yes.
familiar with that. It's a heavy it's a German cousin of the English fruitcake, right?
Okay.
Or the German cousin of the panettone, the Italian one,
Ooh,
right?
Panettone.
the Christmas
So
cake.
panettone is very light. The Stollen is a lot heavier, but so I always make some of that. Lebkuchen, if you know what that is.
Ooh.
It's a gingerbread, basically.
Okay.
But yeah, German style gingerbread. It's soft. It's not hard like we know it here.
Oh, nice.
And so I gotta make myself some of that. I used to ship this all over the world to friends, but in all these places they implemented taxes for bringing in cookies and stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it was stop it! I pay more in taxes than it's worth.
And it's worth the send. I was gonna say that's gotta be the downfall of being this esteemed pastry chef is your friends and family probably just harass you all the time
The
for
demand,
your latest creations, right?
Oh, they have learned not to.
That's fair, yeah.
No, I don't have. Yeah, I send it to my daughter, my son in Vancouver.
Oh, wow.
And then do for my
Yeah.
young family now. So.
Oh, it's nice. You can enjoy your time here then. No kids to worry about.
Oh no, I do.
Yeah.
4-year-old and 10-year-old.
Oh,
wow.
you have littles as well. Wow. Okay.
So he is baking. He's
Yeah.
baking.
Oh yeah, next week's bacon.
Oh my
At home, yeah.
gosh. Okay.
But not
well,
for anybody else, but.
Yeah. Oh,
family
that's
use.
special. That's very special
Yeah.
to hear. I love that. And do you have any plans to travel back home? When's the last time you went back to Switzerland?
Well, it's 2 years ago. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do they get the Food Network out there?
No, but I record everything and I put it on my Google Drive and let
Okay.
them watch us. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I recorded off Discovery, so it's commercial free.
Oh, that's excellent.
Rolf, we're going to play a quick game with you because we have Mariah and Ty's Game of the Week.
Mariah and Ty's Game of the Week.
We also have a gift to open up. Now, this is a random gift that my husband, who's kind of this fictional character on our show, he does exist, but he never comes on. He wrapped a Christmas gift for Ty and I. I have no idea what it is, but this was before we knew you were coming on.
So you get to react to it with us.
Yeah. Apologies for what may be in there, but
Am I opening it or?
yeah, you can open it if you want. So it says from Mr. Bunce. You got to show the tag. He even wrote it.
Mariah and Ty, Mr. Bunce.
Yeah, that's my husband.
So let's see what's in there.
He wrapped this himself like a candy. He was quite impressed with himself. I thought he paid somebody
What
to
if
wrap
it's
it.
something like that we don't want Rolf to
I
see?
know. I'm pre-apologizing. I don't know what's in it, but
Like, remember
have
the
no
time
idea.
You can cut it out.
we had that excellent pastry chef
yeah,
on and then
yeah.
open this?
Sorry, our class and decorum is going to drop down after this. I have no idea
Tell
what
him
it is.
congrats for making the noisiest wrapping paper too.
It's ASMR. Oh, he taped it. Nice.
Oh, it's some Funko Pops.
What is it?
Oh, it's the Mariah and Ty Funko Pops.
Oh my god!
That's really cool.
When did he get that?
I have
Oh, what a
no
guy.
idea.
He probably wants to watch more fantasy football. He wants to get some points.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
Score some
okay.
brownie points there. Look
This
at that.
is- Oh my God, that's hilarious! I'm holding a wine bottle and I have a book.
I got a
wine
beer and
bottle?
headphones.
And you got your we got dogs. Oh, that's so funny.
That was a much more tame gift than I thought it could have been. So.
That is absolutely hilarious. Sam, we'll have to get a close up of this. Oh, that's
All right.
there we
Are
go.
they bobbleheads?
Well,
or-
yeah, I think so.
Customizable. That's amazing. Oh well, I'll have to give
It's
him a thank you.
hilarious.
I'm giving you an easy would you rather, Rolf.
That's our would you rather. We have a would you rather for you.
Yeah,
too.
we do have a would
s-
you rather you have to answer. We make our guests play a game.
Every guest, they're always very silly.
This
but
one will be a little more tame. We gave Kevin the weird one on his second visit, okay? Would
Bring
you
it on.
rather always have popcorn stuck in your teeth or always have wet socks?
Oh, that's brutal.
so stupid.
Yeah, those are
they're
tough.
both minorly annoying.
Yeah, but what would you go with?
Okay, I go with the popcorn.
I agree.
Yeah, because especially you like to bike a lot. So if you're biking with wet socks, that's got to be the most annoying thing in the world.
It's cold, man.
That's what I mean. I'm like, think about it. You would have a sickness. Like you'd probably be prone to having a cold all year round.
I was in the army. I had cold, wet socks long enough.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Rolf, you just drop these like little tidbits. You're doing the
You're
same thing Kevin
very
did. Where you
mysterious,
drop just
man.
enough where we're like, okay, you can come back. Like there's clearly so many things we didn't scratch the surface on here.
Oh wow. Okay. He's also army as well. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
you sit in a trench in the winter with cold feet and socks. Done that now.
Yeah. Oh, just
Well,
another
as the cameras are dying, Rolf, what did you think of the sour beer from Montreal, the raspberry sour craft beer? I thought it was pretty good.
I think this is very good, actually. Huh? It's very tasty.
I thought, yeah, I didn't even feel like it's hard with these fakies because they actually taste quite good. I mean, if you really wanted to kick the drinking habit,
It's a good way to do it.
it's a good way to switch it, right?
Yeah, I think I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
I agree. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, too.
I go for a 10.
Look at
Whoa!
this.
Yeah, I'm not stingy
You're gonna do the-
Duff here, okay?
This, yeah.
I'm giving it a do.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Rolf, thanks for joining us. We are super excited you're here. And watch Rolf on Food Network's Holiday Baking Championship Season 11.
Yeah, and before you go quickly, do you have any new projects coming up or anything?
Anything you want to promote?
No, I don't have anything new coming up, actually.
That's good, you're
Kind of
relaxing.
boring.
No.
but-
All right, as the
You're
as
the
the mic's
baker
cut
man
out,
of mystery, yeah.
We're
No,
gonna
bike's
ask-
not cut out. Bike's ready to go. It's just waiting for some time and
Oh, good.
pumped up. So.
Okay, well, we look forward to watching that finale drop. We'll keep the secrets latched and down until it happens, but hopefully we'll get you back for another episode because you're fabulous.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for the drink. It's
All
lovely.
right, well,
no problem.
And
cheers, and we do a wave
Cheers.
goodbye to the camera, and that's it.
Oh, Sam's on his phone.
You've been listening to After Hours with Mariah and Ty. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and have the new episode of After Hours with Mariah and Ty downloaded weekly to whatever device you use.